Hello and welcome to the Power Visualization Masterclass. My name is Shan and I am the founder and owner of Shan Mind Body Soul Balance, and I'm coming to you today to present the reasons why you should meditate. So just a bit of background to me. Shan was created about 14 years ago, and it was the stemming of a long journey that brought me to want to share what I had learned with others, and has resulted in me working with a multitude of people to help them to create the lives that they wish for themselves. The core selling feature of Shan is to help you transform your inner world so that you can create your ideal outer world, because everything starts from within. Happiness is an inside job. I'm sure you've heard that all before, but I'm really coming to you today to help you with tangible, real, effective tools to actually help you create that. Because often when we hear that, we just roll our eyes and sigh because it just seems like such an unattainable goal. But I have good news for you that it is not. If you have the right guidance and the right tools, you can achieve that quite easily. So the offerings of Shan are transformational life coaching. I'm also a Reiki practitioner and teacher. I'm a meditation trainer and facilitator and an energy healer. I specialize in anxiety, depression, and stress management, and I use specific meditation techniques to support my clients in creating the life that they truly desire. So just a bit of background to me, and what brought me to specialize in these areas was my journey with anxiety, depression, and stress. When I was 18, I was diagnosed with severe depression, and I was told that my body didn't develop serotonin and that I would have to be on medication for the rest of my life. I refused to believe this, and I went on quite a pilgrimage to find what I could do instead of using medication, even though the medication did help me immensely. And please know that I'm not knocking medication for depression, anxiety, or stress management, because they do have their place. I just feel that in the long term, one needs to find other solutions to determine what is causing your stress, what is causing your anxiety and depression, and also to know that there are different kinds of stress. There's stress that helps us and there's stress that hinders us, and it's important to know the difference. So my journey took me to study Reiki, which I used on my family and friends. I didn't really intend to practice, but just suddenly had an influx of clients, and I have for the last 14 years. So I eventually surrendered to it being a bit of a calling, and I absolutely love it. And that also then led me to study other things, other forms of energy healing, reflexology, all sorts of natural ways of healing the body, mind, and soul. And it was the most empowering journey ever. And it allowed me to work through my own wounds, to heal my past traumas. I grew up in a home filled with addiction and alcoholism and abuse, and I realized that my depression was a big part of me not dealing with that stuff, was me not understanding how to process my own emotions, what emotion was. I mean, many of us don't even know how to connect with our emotions, how many levels of emotions there are. We just connect with happy, sad, and angry, but there's a whole spectrum of emotions, and if we can just allow ourselves to go into that line of emotions, we can actually see what is really going on with us. But nobody teaches us that. So that is why I've brought this to you. I've been on such a long journey to heal all of these things, and I've transformed all of these and have been off medication now for almost 7 years. And I'm very proud of the journey I've been on, and I really wish to share that with others. A big part of my journey was meditation. And I studied meditation in many forms, in shamanic, in Mayan, in transcendental, in guided, in mindfulness, in you name it. I've done about 350 hours of meditation training outside of my normal daily practice. So I've really experienced the benefits of meditation. I've been on the journey of the stop, start. Many people want to meditate, but they get into it, and then they lose that momentum, and then they battle to get back into it again, and eventually they just give up. And I believe that a big reason for that is that they don't know where to start, and they don't know what tools are out there and what resources are out there. And that is my mission, and that is the reason for this program and what I'm going to bring you today. I'm very excited to share this with you. The intention is for you to not have to go on such a long journey to find your peace and your inner happiness. And I'd like to bring those tools to you today in the hopes that I make that a lot easier for you. So let's get straight into it. So what you can expect from this masterclass is a deeper understanding of meditation and its benefits, a new outlook on what meditation is and is not. And for those who stay to the end, I have a free resource which you can use immediately to receive these benefits. And I'm also going to share 2 solutions that will empower you to receive all the benefits of meditation and so much more. So please stay with me till the end. I promise you, you won't regret it. And I'm very excited to take you on this journey. You may know some of this stuff, you may not. If anything, it's a confirmation. And also, just acknowledge yourself for being here, because taking the step to just watch this masterclass alone is a confirmation that you are invested in your own well-being and that you wish to have more peace and manage your stress and anxiety possibly a little bit better. Or you just simply want to learn how to meditate. And meditation is a fantastic tool, and I'm going to take you through the reasons why. So, on that note, meditation is a practice where an individual uses techniques such as mindfulness or focusing of the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity to train the attention and to achieve mental clarity and emotional calmness in a stable state. I mean, that's what you want to achieve when you meditate. That's what you want. You want to be more present in your body. You want to be able to respond to life. You want to feel calmer and more at peace and more in control. And that is why we meditate. So, more details as to why we meditate. It increases mental clarity and performance. It increases brainwave activity, allowing for more creativity and problem-solving abilities. And I'm going to take you into more reasoning and give you more information as to why this is true and why this is quite scientific and why it is real. It improves memory and concentration. It alleviates various stress symptoms on the body, mind, and soul. Our bodies communicate with us, and often our mental, physical, and emotional health doesn't manifest on the mental, emotional, physical bodies, because we make up mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies within our being. So we can often have an emotional discord that manifests physically, and then we have this ongoing problem that cannot be solved with doctors, and that's when people turn to alternate medicine. But what meditation does is it helps you heal on all levels. It helps you calm on all levels and helps all those levels work together. It increases emotional intelligence because you can check in and you can see, how am I really feeling? What is this really coming from? And what can I actually do about this? So it manages those thought processes eventually. It improves the immune system. We all need that always, but especially in this time. And thereby reduces blood pressure. It improves sleep. I know many people really battle with sleep, and beautiful meditation that I'm going to share with you is something that will help you sleep, which we all need. Can assist with overcoming addiction. I'd like to just state here that this needs to be facilitated, but it can definitely support this process. It slows aging. I'm actually 60. Reduces inflammation and therefore can ultimately eliminate disease. So when we stress and our bodies are exerted too far and we're filled with cortisol, because our adrenaline has now run out and our body is filled with cortisol, it causes inflammation in the body. And inflammation is what causes disease and causes cancers and all those horrible things. So it reduces that, which means it reduces the chance of disease by at least 80%. It has pain-relieving effects, which are twice as effective as morphine. It increases intelligence on all levels, and it helps heal trauma. And this I have seen firsthand in my clients. I've seen how various techniques can help them go back to traumatic experiences and change the experiences so that they can understand and they can learn and they can feel the emotion and they can move forward. And that is to be facilitated, but there are other ways that you can work on your own to do that too. In all of these, the summary is that it equips you to respond to life's challenges. In other words, you're not reacting. You're not moving forward in an uncontrolled way. You can actually think about things before you react, thereby responding, which means you're more in control of your life and your actions. So, as promised, I'm going to explain to you what the brainwave, what our brainwaves are, and how meditation fits into that. So we have beta brainwaves, which is our day-to-day activities where we're alert, we're attentive, we're engaged in problem solving, we're in judgment, we're in decision making, and we focus. So that's your day-to-day when you're driving and you're getting things done. And most of us are in that while we're awake. Then we have alpha. And alpha is a flow in thoughts, it's meditative, and it's resting states, overall mental coordination, calmness, alertness, mind-body integration, and learning. And this is where we start to access the brain waves that help us to be creative and to see more possibilities. And this is where meditation takes you into that alpha state. The next state following that is theta. And theta is when we're almost asleep, that deep meditative space, that dream space, the intuition kicks in. And a lot of trauma is stored here. And if you want to heal trauma through meditation, you've got to go into a theta state. Then we have delta, and this is deep restorative dreamless sleep. That when you are completely KO and there's no dreaming and you're having a wonderful deep sleep. Now, when we meditate and when you work within a meditative space and you're working on your own, but you want to be conscious of what's going on and you want to be aware of the thought process, specifically in guided meditation, when you're connected to a voice that's guiding you through a journey, you're in alpha brainwave state. When you go into a deep theta state, which is hypnotic, is usually facilitated by a meditation practitioner or a hypnotherapist, that's when you go into deep trauma. What I'm talking about in this masterclass is the alpha state. The alpha state allows you to become more creative, more open to possibility, more aware of yourself and your emotions and your environment and what's happening in the present moment. That is when the magic happens. That is where you can create that magic on your own. The magic happens in theta too, but not necessarily on your own. So, some of the meditation myths that I'm going to break for you, and I've heard these so many times, and they are real, and they really do stop people from moving forward with a meditation practice. You have to clear your mind. This is such a myth. Our minds cannot be cleared. They just simply cannot. Our thoughts just naturally generate. They just keep going. Meditation is the process of acknowledging the thought and letting the thought go. That is what you strive for. And that in itself is what then starts to translate into your waking life, because you start to acknowledge things, let go of what doesn't serve, connect to what you can control, and move forward. And only through repetitive meditation and conditioning the mind to do that over and over and over again do you start seeing the benefits of meditation in your life. So you will never clear your mind. The process is to connect to the thought, to see it, acknowledge it, not go into the story of it. As human beings, we love stories. Stories are what's memorable for us. So we want to hook into that story. And that's why meditation is so challenging for so many people, because as soon as you start seeing, you hook into what chores I need to do today. Oh, I've got to do this and this. And no, in meditation you go, yes, I have chores to do. I'll deal with that later. Let it go. It's just a process of acknowledging and letting go, as what we really need to do in our waking lives more of anyway. Only gurus can do it. This is a huge myth. Anybody can meditate. Anybody can move through meditation to reach enlightenment. It just depends on your intention. For some people, it's just simply the art of settling the body and mind so that you can walk into your day with a clear focus. For some people, it's spiritual connection. Everybody has a different intention for meditation. But the fact that if you consider that only gurus can do it and that stops you, please let that go, because it is not true. I can't sit still. Well, you don't have to sit still in meditation. If your leg or your bum is going numb, then adjust and then carry on. The idea is to get into a comfortable position before you start, so that you don't have those challenges through the meditation practice, so that your arms are relaxed, you're sitting in an upright position. I prefer to lean up against something so that my neck and my head can rest, because you don't want your head to flop around, because that is uncomfortable. So it's about creating a position for yourself so that you can be present in the meditation. You don't have to sit like the yoga gurus and with their legs crossed and their hands in mudra positions. You can simply just rest, feet uncrossed, back leaning against something to support you, and just let go into the practice. You can just find what works for you. You don't have to do what is shown on TV and that's got the conditioning of the planet into it that says that you have to sit in a certain way or do certain things. If you are uncomfortable in a meditation, adjust yourself so that you can be comfortable. I have to do it for a long time to see results. This is also not true. Eventually, with practice, you will get to do meditation for longer periods of time, but you don't have to. 5 to 10 minutes a day is all you need. Ongoing. It doesn't have to be longer than that. If you wish to do longer than that, you can, and with practice, you'll find it easier, but you really don't have to do more than that. So it's simply about finding the time of day that suits your routine. Many people say you should do it first thing in the morning. I prefer to do it in the evening because that suits my lifestyle. I'm a night owl, and for me, that helps me, especially if I'm struggling to sleep, because then it will relax me and I'll fall into a deep, lovely sleep because I go to sleep with the right energy. So it really just depends on you. The other way to look at this is that you can look at it as a moment-by-moment decision. Sometimes when I have a busy life and I don't really have time at night, when I find a gap in my day where I've got 10 minutes, I meditate. It's just that simple. It doesn't have to be a fixed, difficult routine. Depending on your personality, you know yourself best. If you need to set a routine every single day that will support you to do this, then do so. If not, and you want it to be more loose and flexible, you can do that too. So, just the different types of meditation. I'm going to take you through each of these briefly. You may have heard of some of these, you may not have, but I'm just going to discuss them in brief. So the first is spiritual. Spiritual meditation has the intention to connect with the divine, to connect with God, connect with a higher vibration, a higher consciousness, whatever the case may be, whatever your belief system is. It's similar to prayer, where you sit quietly and you have a conversation. And that has its place, and that has many benefits to it, but meditation doesn't have to be spiritual. Mantra meditation is the repetition of a particular phrase or combination of words that you can connect to so that you can stay present with that throughout the meditation practice. That can be affirmations such as, I am healthy, I am successful, I am a money magnet, I am abundant energy. If that's what you want to do, if you want to connect to a mantra, it could be Sanskrit mantras, it can be Hindu mantras that have beautiful meanings. Transcendental meditation uses mantras which are based on age and gender. They don't really have too much meaning, but it does help you to disconnect from your thoughts and your thoughts on that you need to acknowledge all the time, and just stay connected to a particular combination of phrases or words. It works for some. It has its place. I find it beautiful. But I feel this is something that I only engaged with when I was more at an advanced stage, but it's also a lovely practice. Breath work, fantastic. Breath work is really great to use if you are battling with stress and anxiety. We take our breath everywhere. It's free. It's easy to use. There's a few breath work techniques that you can use to calm the body, mind, and soul. I'm going to share a few with you. So if you had to imagine a box in front of you and you had to count to the length of 4. So as you breathe in, you count to 4. You hold for 4. You breathe out for 4. You hold for 4. You breathe in for 4. You hold for 4. You breathe out for 4. And you hold for 4. And you do that a few times until you've calmed the whole body's parasympathetic nervous system. That's the point of breath work. There are various other ones. Taking 3 deep breaths is also very, very effective. It actually stops the stress response in the brain because there is a little bridge that connects our left and right brains. That's memory and action. That little bridge that connects the two connects memory and action. And when we stress, that little bridge gets flooded with water or liquid in the brain. When you take 3 deep breaths, that liquid just lowers so that you can remember again what you're doing. I don't know if you've ever experienced that when you are so stressed, you go, but I know how to do this. Why can't I remember how to do this? That's why. And that's when taking those 3 deep breaths will just calm the body down. And when I say 3 deep breaths, I mean conscious breaths. So you breathe in completely, you fill the lungs completely, and you breathe out completely, and you empty the lungs completely. It's very important to do that consciously. You've got to do it completely consciously for it to have those effects on you. And there's various other breathwork techniques. I'm not going to go through too many here, but you can find many of those if you look hard enough. The next thing is gratitude. Gratitude, and I'm sure you've heard of doing gratitude journals and connecting to something that you are grateful for every day. The reason for this is that gratitude is the only thing that is proven to shift your energy. So if you are experiencing depression or feeling low or unmotivated or, really in that space of connected to what you don't have or can't do or very negative, gratitude is the energy that allows you to shift out of that and to connect to what you can do and what you do have. It immediately switches your energy, and it is incredibly powerful when you're having a rough time because there's always something to be grateful for. And it really does scientifically proven to shift your energy into the right frame of mind so that you can move forward with a positive mind and connected to what you do have. The next is mindfulness. So mindfulness, I'm sure you've all heard, is the connection to the present moment. Present moment living is incredibly powerful because if we live in the future, if we're constantly chasing what will happen or what should happen or what may happen or what may go wrong, we end up living in a state of anxiety because we're connected to a fantasy world as such, what hasn't actually happened yet. And we start problem solving things that haven't even become problems yet. And that's just a normal human reaction, and it's something that mindfulness chooses to change. The other side of mindfulness is when we live in the past, when we are constantly looking back, what could have been, what should have been, if only I didn't do that, if only I could change that, if only. And that usually creates a state of depression and a state of apathy and helplessness. And the beauty really does exist in the present moment, what is happening in the here and now. And knowing that in this very moment, no matter what is going on, everything is actually okay. I'm connected to the fact that I have a roof over my head, I have people around me that love me, I have food in my cupboards and in my belly, and I have people that love me. And it's just connecting to the present moment that brings back that feeling of control again. It literally brings your energy back into your body, because when you are connected to the past or the future, your energy really gets scattered and you can't really focus on anything, and then you feel like you're completely out of control. So mindfulness is really that. And the best way to do that is to connect to your senses and to connect to your physical body. So you connect and you breathe and you relax your feet and you relax your calves and you relax your knees. And it's really a beautiful way to just bring you back in so that you can feel centered and grounded again. The next is law of attraction. And this really is focusing on what you wish to create, focusing on positive things, connecting to the feeling of having something. Wayne Dyer describes in his Wishes Fulfilled book that in order to attract what we want in life, we need to connect with the feeling of already having it. And that essentially is what law of attraction is. It's creating that vision of something that you really desire and not allowing logic to get in the way, just connecting with already having it. And just that feeling, because that creates a vibration within you, because everything is vibration and frequency. The whole planet is vibration and frequency. Everything's energy. So if you create that frequency of being financially abundant, you start attracting that frequency of being financially abundant. This is a whole nother masterclass, and there's lots of literature available about this. I'm not going to go into too much of this, but it really is visualization of what you wish to attract. Loving kindness is a heart-centered meditation. So it's going into the feeling of unconditional love, the feeling of love for yourself, others around you, and really just understanding that we're all connected and that what you do affects everyone in the whole, and that and taking responsibility for that. So this is a type of meditation that just allows you to connect with the beauty of who you are, the beauty of what's around you. Very similar to gratitude, but more visualization. The next is sound or frequency. So if you're a very auditory person, you might just get a great deal of relief from frequency-based music or specifically chosen music that brings about all of these things. If you go onto YouTube and you type in frequency music, you'll get a whole bank of different kinds of music for different purposes. I often use these when I work. I choose different sounds for when I meditate. I choose different sounds for when I'm doing all sorts of tasks around the house, etc. So that is just an easy way just to have that sound frequency around you to open your mind and to elevate your brain waves. The next is visualization. And this is really what I wish to discuss in more detail. And I'm going to take you more into this later. But it is a big part of what I wish to share with you today. So, what would life be like if you could cultivate a daily meditation routine? I'd like you just to take a moment and just to connect with that. What is it that you would like meditation to change in your life? Why are you here? What is it that you want meditation to do for you? There must be a reason that you're searching for something to give you that peace and calm. So I'm going to give you some ideas of what your answer could possibly be. More mental clarity and a stronger memory, more emotional maturity, and to live more consciously. And what that means is that you take responsibility for your life. You respond to life. You think things through before you make decisions. You connect with yourself and your own intuitive ability, and you connect with that essence of who you are before you move forward in life. And you're not just moving through running and in haste and often sitting back later in regret. And such, the ability to respond instead of to react, a deeper sense of self-love and confidence in your talents and abilities. Now, this was a big thing for me. I realized that my depression was very much linked to low self-worth. It was very much linked to, oh, I can't, and I'm just horrible inner self dialogue. And once I shifted this, my entire life shifted. And there are various meditations that can support this, that you can just connect with who you are, the essence of you. Getting to know you, in essence, is a beautiful process. And that's what meditation does. Many effective ways of managing anxiety, depression, and stress, and to feel more present in and control of your own life. Better physical health, improved blood pressure, sleep patterns, more energy, stronger immunity, and reduced impact. There are many reasons that many people choose to meditate out of these. I'm not sure what yours are. These are just some ideas for you to consider. So as promised, I'm just going to go more into why visualization is specifically what I want to talk about today. So mental imagery has been a skill that has helped several influential people in the world. Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, many more. Many sports stars use visualization specifically for their performance. There was a study done where they created 3 groups of sportsmen and women. One, they directed to visualize only winning the game and performing at their utmost peak. The other trained hard, put in all the efforts, did all the physical work, and visualized their highest peak performance. And then the third, they just trained as if they normally would without visualization. And the results showed that the most successful group were those who trained and visualized. The second most successful group were those who visualized only. And the third were those who trained only. So this is why sports stars use visualization in their routine to ensure that they are at peak performance. It's used in many ways. Jim Carrey, for example, wrote himself a check for $10 million and dated it 3 years later, and constantly visualized himself having that amount of money in his bank and what he would do with that. And almost to the day, 3 years later, he was paid $10 million for his role in Dumb and Dumber. Oprah Winfrey uses it. She talks about it often. She's created a whole meditation business with Deepak Chopra. It's nothing new. We know visualization works. Visualization requires you to want something, to perceive it, and then to believe in it. And to experience the feeling of having it allows you to connect more with believing that you can actually receive it. So if you want direction to a particular goal, or you want to have guidance in something, or you just want to process energy better, visualization is a wonderful way to support that process. The interesting thing is that the mind finds it very difficult to distinguish between the imagination and reality. So when we visualize, we develop the same physical responses and the same emotional responses, mental responses to a particular scenario that plays out, and the body responds in a way that it would if it was reality. So that's why it's so incredibly powerful, because it allows you to connect with having it. It allows you to connect with the belief that you are worthy of it. And that is what's so amazing. So just to summarize, it increases motivation by visualizing yourself already achieving your goal and the feeling that comes with that achievement. Using your senses and connecting with that feeling allows you to attract what you want. It helps you to define what you want. Sometimes we don't even know what we want. So it allows you to relax, to access higher brain waves so that you can open your mind and your imagination to what you do want. As children, our imaginations were everything. Our imaginations kept us grounded and believing that anything was possible. As we grow up, we lose that because, our problem-solving ability and our egos get in the way and all sorts of reasons. And it's just that space is so incredibly powerful. It increases positive thoughts. So throughout the day, we have ongoing internal dialogues with ourselves. When we become aware of our thoughts and we can then choose them carefully, we can then choose to be our friend and not our destructive enemy. By increasing positive thoughts today, you can begin to invite positive outcomes into your life. And it reduces stress, which is 9 times out of 10 what causes disease, and really just causes so much misery in life. And it's something that's real for 99% of the planet. Visualization is one of the best ways to get your mind back on track when you feel out of control or overwhelmed. Visualizing your day helps to organize your thoughts, mentally prepare you, reduce stress, and move you into action to create what you want instead of what you don't want. We are often creating what we don't want over and over and over again, and then we sit back and go, but why is this happening to me? Well, you're not opening your mind to what you do want. This is a tool that will help you do that. But this is where we all get stuck. Where do I start? Well, I'm hopefully going to help you with that today. What normally causes us to stop is we believe that visualization is a learned ability which requires practice. Your imagination, you were born with your imagination. It's intact, it's there. You just have to reignite it. That's all. You just have to start. Don't look at the stop sign. Look at the start sign that's available to you. Breaking old thought patterns can be challenging. Where do I begin? Yes, they can be challenging, but meditation will help you. So meditation is where you begin. There are so many options which will work for me. Yes, there are. But I've given you some sort of summary, and you can see what resonates with you. But I'm going to give you a solution after this. It'll help you. How do I know what type of visualization to use for each need? Well, I've created something that can help you with that. The answer is guided imagery, where you can relax and let somebody else take you on a journey. It's a focused practice that involves each of your 5 senses to ignite positive healing messages throughout the mind and body. What's more, it's a practice that can be introduced to you at home in a mindfulness routine anytime. So you can do this in your own space, in your own home. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to look for apps. You don't have to look for resources. It's all here for you today. I have created 2 options for you to consider, and I really do hope that one of them resonates with you. I believe it will. If not, there's still a free resource. So the first option is a 10-part guided visualization bundle to use in your own space and time and does not require any specific level of knowledge to experience the benefits. There's specific themes chosen to support transformation in any area of your life. They're carefully crafted, following over a decade of experience and more than 300 hours of facilitated meditation training. I've created these for you, and they are incredibly powerful. I have used them with clients for over a decade. I use them every single day of my life. They are very unique and they are very powerful, and I'm very, very proud of them. They are simple, they're easy to use, they require no experience, and they're ordered to help you progress in an effective and directed way so that you don't have to think about that. I've already thought about that for you. And they're yours for life. You can download them, you can use them in any way you prefer. I will give you an indication on how best to use them, but you can use them for as long as you wish. The 10 guided meditations will support better sleep, effective management of stress, anxiety, and depression, more confidence and authentic sense of happiness, more direction and focus, will allow for healing of past trauma and to move through life with more courage and peace, clarity and balance of mind, body, and soul, allow you to connect to your unique abilities and talents to create your ideal life. What makes you unique? What is your essence? This is such a beautiful meditation, and it's something that can really help you open to all these possibilities. Increase creativity and problem-solving ability. Many top CEOs, including Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, would meditate before they make any major decisions in their business. And that's because they wanted to access those other brain waves to allow them to see more possibility, to allow them to see more options. This is why meditation has taken over like it has. It's become quite popular. And this is why I've created this, because so many people get lost and they just give up before they even start. So I'm very, very proud of this for you. And the ability to respond again, rewiring you to attract your ideal life. So this is all valued at $250. You will receive 10 meditations. They're ordered from 1 through 10. You move through all 10 in their order, and thereafter you can use them for their specific intentions. So they all have those intentions that I've just laid out for you. There are 10 of them. One meditation is usually worth $25, but I'm giving you all 10 for $25. They are yours to use for life. There's not an expiration date. They are yours to access anytime you wish. You can even download them and keep them on your phone, and they really are, there's no strings attached. They literally are for you to use as and when you wish to use them. Option 2. So option 2 would be suited to those who would resonate with the following, that would like the life that I'm going to play out for you now. If this resonates with you, then option 2 would probably be more suited to your needs. What if you knew what soothed you in times of stress? What works? What doesn't work? Sometimes we don't actually know. What if you knew what was holding you back from joy and how to let go of what creates despair? You worry and overthink. If your worry and overthinking didn't consume you, this is quite common, especially with people who battle anxiety. You had more courage to do what normally was quite daunting for you. You understood and trusted yourself more. You didn't have to spend money on medication to manage anxiety, depression, or high stress levels. You had broken your self-limiting beliefs, stopped the cycle of self-sabotage, and had new empowering beliefs and habits. This is quite common. A lot of people really struggle with this. Never mind changing them. To determine what they are can be quite challenging. So sometimes you just need somebody who's going to mirror that back to you, who's going to hold you accountable, who's going to remind you what you need to do. Sometimes we just need someone to hold the space for us so that we can express and understand where these things come from, and to go into a space of compassion rather than judgment of ourselves. And if you had a new internal operating system that supported you in creating the life you wished for yourself, it's an operating system. You've been doing something for so long that you don't know how to change it. They say it takes 21 days to change a habit. Well, it also changes. The reason it takes 21 days is because you develop a new synapse in the brain. You've been doing something for how long, however old you are. Now to change that takes practice in developing a new synapse in the brain, to develop a new way of thinking. And sometimes, yes, meditation can help facilitate that, but sometimes you do need someone to hold you accountable and somebody who can just hold space for you and to work with you. And that's why I said you had an accountability partner who could support you along the way. I've created the Find Your Magic program. It is a coaching program where I work with you on a one-on-one basis to support you with real tools to living your most authentic and empowered life. This is a 6-week coaching journey, and you will Learn how to cultivate a simple daily mindfulness and meditation routine which suits you. These 10 meditations in option 1 will be included in this program, and you will still receive them included in the cost. They will not be an additional cost, but I will work with them in a structured way throughout the 6 weeks so that you can use them more effectively. You will learn to shift those self-limiting beliefs and to create life-changing affirmations. Whatever follows the word I am when you speak to yourself is an affirmation. It's something you're choosing to believe. I can help you shift those into a positive direction. To find more meaning and purpose in your life and find how you can contribute to the greater good and find your greatness. What makes you unique? Why have you been put on this planet? What meaning and purpose can you add? What are you here for? I take you through a very structured process that will help you to determine what that could be if you're not aware already. You will learn how to connect to and understand your own intuition, that inner voice that guides you through life, that will allow you to make those self-elevating decisions. And lastly, how you can move through life with more courage. And you can see those make up the acronym MAGIC, resulting in you finding your own unique magic. This is an incredibly powerful program. I've taken various clients through this. I'll show you, if you look below this video, you'll see some reviews on the people that have gone through it and got such great results from it. And this is so incredibly powerful because it is aligned with meditations throughout that support each section of the program. So what you will receive is 6 one-hour coaching sessions valued at $600, access to the 10 pre-recorded meditations to use within the program to support you in healing trauma, managing your emotions, cultivating self-love, finding meaning and purpose, managing stress, and so much more. This is valued at $250. 5 resources for you to use in your everyday life to support you, which will become yours to use after the program is completed. You walk away with these and you use them for life. This is valued at $125. So the total value of the 6-week program is $975, but I'm offering it to you today for only $250, which works out to $41 per session, 6 sessions. And I will also include a 20-minute consultation before we begin so that we can get into the meat of what you need straight away. We can determine what it is that would be your core needs, where you are, where you see yourself going, and I can help you fill in the gap to ensure we get there within the 6 weeks. I hold you accountable in those 6 weeks. You decide what you want me to hold you accountable for. I help you by using the tools that have been created over years and years and years with a multitude of clients who've received great success from this program. And I guarantee you at the end of this, you will have a much deeper understanding of yourself, how you respond to life, where you need to send your healing, what your triggers are, what your meaning and purpose is, how you can add to this beautiful world we live in and create a better place for all of us. And then to also just to move through life with more courage, to do more things, to experience things on a deeper and more conscious level. It is incredibly powerful. So, as promised, for those who attended and stayed till the end, if neither of these options apply to you or you do not want to purchase these and you just simply wanted an understanding of meditation, that's also perfectly fine. I would like to offer you a free meditation resource which is on my website, shanshan.co.za/resources. You will see it's a body relaxation script. You can use this every single day. It's short, it's easy, it really just relaxes you and clears your mind, centers you. It's ideal to use it at the beginning of the day when you want to open up to the day and ground yourself and clear your mind, or at the end of the day when you wish to relax into a deep sleep. So, thank you very, very much for your time. I hope you found great value. And if you wish to engage with Shanshan at a later stage, my website is www.shanshan.co.za. Thank you very much for your time.